If you want to be sub 3 on 5x5 and don't know where to start, this video guide is just for you. But before we start, be sure to like this video and subscribe for more tutorials and guides like this. Okay, so before we even get into what will make you sub 3, here are just some things that you need to know. Number 1, make sure you have a good 5x5. The Yushin Clad for $10 is a good budget option, and that's what this one is. And if you want something better and magnetic, but still very cheap, the MGC is a good option. Number 2 is you need to be at least sub 18 on 3x3 before trying to become sub 3 on 5x5, otherwise it'll just be a nightmare. On 5x5, there are 2 methods to pick from that are basically the same speed. There is the reduction method, which I have a tutorial on, and there's the Yao method, which I plan to make a tutorial on but don't have a tutorial on yet. I use the reduction method, however these tips still apply to Yao solvers. Number 1, center efficiency. Center efficiency is the number 1 most important thing to help you achieve sub 3 on 5x5. If your centers take 2 minutes, then your solve is bad and there's no room for even any of the other steps to be in there. So you must have efficient center cases memorized in your muscle memory before you even come close to edge look ahead. Here are some useful cases that you should learn. Okay, so for example, we have a T right here. We can take advantage of this T and make this T like a really good case, and we can get a 2x3. The way to do this is just get a middle centerpiece, and then the way that you want to do this is move this piece down to replace this bar kind of thing of the T, and then do a U, and then replace that, and then you get the 2x3. Here's another useful case. This is mainly just used for last 2 centers, and it looks like this. You kind of have this pattern thingy going on, and the way to solve this is to do a triple sexy, but make sure the R moves are wide. So the next case is kind of similar to the last one. It's like reverse sexy, but not really. So what you do is you take this piece, insert it into here, and then you get this case, which can be solved like this. The 4th center case, not necessarily last 2 centers case, looks like this. Basically, this one's very self-explanatory. So what you do, see this one and this, you move this one out of the way, and then move this over here, and then restore that. That makes 2 bars, and you can solve it like usual. This lightning bolt shape is a common pattern for first center that you do. You can use it for other centers, but the way that you solve this is like this. Doesn't solve the center, but it solves a block. Number 2, last 4 edges. For last 4 edges, you must know good ways to solve each case. Otherwise, you do a lot of unnecessary flipping algorithms, which is like really slow. Here's some edge algorithms. The first one looks like this. So you have this flip kind of thing, and then this piece over here. So the way to solve this, instead of like doing a bunch of dumb moves, what you do is slice and then flip and just slice back. That's so much faster than what the beginners do. For this next case, this is probably like the case that will save your solve. If you do this the beginner way, this takes away like 30 seconds of your time, not even joking. So it looks like this. You have this piece and these 2. Some people slice, flip, slice back, slice again, and then flip, and then slice back again. That was so many, like, that's just too much. Instead of doing like 20 moves to solve it, just rotate this way and do M prime, U2, M. It's not that hard, but do keep in mind this is only for the first edge that you do from last 4 edges, because this will mess with these edges, so you can't do it if these are solved. This next case is a really bad case, and if you get it, this is gonna make you sad. So it looks like this. So you have these 2 and this. It's very similar to the last one, except this one is just bad. So what you do, you slice, and then you flip, do a U2, and then you could do the flipping algorithm from this side, but I just prefer to rotate and then flip. and then slice back, and that'll solve this edge. Those were just some cases to get you started, but you should keep learning more and more, and that'll make your solves a lot better. Number 3, changing your finger tricks for PLL. On 5x5, it's not that much harder to do PLLs, but for some of them, you have to change the way that you do them, or else you risk messing up the entire solve. It's not like on 3x3, where if you mess up, you can just fix it, because on 5x5 is just way bigger, and there's so many more pieces, and if you mess up, then it's gonna ruin the entire solve. The only PLLs that you actually really need to worry about are the U-perm, the Z-perm, and the H-perm, which all have M moves in them. Well, for some people, the U-perm actually doesn't have MU moves in them, but I'm gonna cover it anyways. So well, there's nothing to really cover, just change to the RU ones. It's not that hard, they're the same speed. Okay, let's get into some actual problems. So, the H-perm, if I try and do M2 flicks, this is what happens. As you can see, I just accidentally turned that layer, which is definitely not what we wanted, because I'm not guaranteed to hit every piece along the way when I do that M2 flick. I'm only just hitting that middle piece, and sometimes I don't hit these two. To solve this, and instead of changing to the RU ones, which are not that good for Z-perm and H-perm, you can just do M moves, but with your middle finger. So instead of doing M2, you do MM, which is faster than the RU ones. So Number 4, slice finger trick. So if all I do is slice moves, that is going to really mess up my regrips, because every time I want to do a slice move, I have to slice, I have to regrip, yeah, so that's going to take like 10 seconds, it's going to add 10 seconds to your times, and that's definitely not something that you want. So instead of doing slice moves, so like this, you can just do U, and then U the other way. Much faster and much more epic. And for the middle ones, you just do a fatter U and then another fat U. This one's a little harder to do, and I'm not that pro at it. For the bottom layer, you do have to regrip, but it's not that bad. I don't know why, but it's just not that bad. You do D moves like this. Number 5, edge pairing look ahead. Okay, you knew this one was coming. You cannot be sub 3 if you don't have any look ahead. Well, you can, but you have to have really good technique. Your look ahead doesn't need to be too good. I just recommend learning or memorizing what 2 pieces you're going to solve next, not necessarily the 3rd piece, because if you solve 2 pieces, that's probably good enough, and the last one will come easily. I really need to emphasize to not skip this step, because like on my first day of 5x5, I'm not even joking, I would spend 15 seconds, you heard me right, 15 seconds looking for one piece. There's 36 edges on a 5x5. You definitely don't want to spend 15 seconds looking for every single edge. Also, keep in mind, I put this one last for a reason. You need to learn look ahead last, because if you don't know the cases on how to solve things, then you can't actually do look ahead. It'll be too hard for your brain. So that's it. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to like and sub, and also bye.